Hello and welcome to the Beast Supreme Fitness channel. Today we are cooking. We are doing dishes of fishes. We're doing cod, green beans, sweet potato, and then the second dish is salmon, rice, and asparagus. These are two meals that I eat frequently. What I like about them is that they're easy to make and the ingredients are well balanced. Lean protein, carb source, fats, simple, and they taste good and they're good for gains. The food that we'll be using that you'll need is salmon, cod, green beans, asparagus, sweet potato, and rice. 6 things, 3 things for each dish. The last bit of items that you'll need are the materials you'll season with and cook with. So this will be Pam or a coconut oil spray so the fish doesn't stick to the foil or the pan. And then moving on to the seasonings, we'll have Himalayan sea salt or liquid aminos, lemon pepper, garlic powder, and any other seasoning that you prefer, maybe a blackened peppercorn or whatever tickles your fancy. All right, let's get cooking. Today I'm making 2 fish dishes at the same time. So that's why I have so many materials here. Everything is pretty much doubled. What we're gonna do is take care of the things we're gonna bake first, because that's gonna take the longest. Get that out of the way, and then handle everything on the stove top. So what we're doing here is cutting the ends off of the green beans, because they're little, they got, I don't know, little hairs going on at the end. You should also wash these vegetables. So we got the asparagus. We're gonna break off. I usually put the rubber band that it comes in towards the end, right where all this white and firm part is. And then if you can, you could just cut it with a knife, but I just take a handful and just snap them off. You obviously want to try to keep as much asparagus as you can. But it's pretty quick, pretty easy. And then you don't have that tough part that you gotta cook. And voila. Just gonna do a very light spray so the asparagus doesn't stick. And also spray that a little bit so the fish doesn't stick. Now here is where you can do whatever you want for your taste buds. We're gonna bake the asparagus today and steam the green beans, but you can do vice versa or the same for both. I just thought it'd be a good idea to show variety, so we're gonna do a little bit of both. Spread these out, don't let them lay on top of each other. Give them some room, let them breathe, so they can cook it nicely. Some people put oil on it, like cheese, breadcrumbs, things like that. I am just gonna keep it really simple. Just gonna put a little oil on it, just kind of eating to get a vegetable in. It does taste good. It tastes pretty good when it's mixed with everything, plus a little oil. So we have some olive oil we're just gonna very lightly drizzle on. If you wanted to be super strict about this, you could measure it out, but I mean, it's like so spread and such a little bit amount that it's really not anything crazy. As long as the rest of your diet is in check and you're consistent, I wouldn't worry about it. So the oven is at 400 degrees. I'm gonna put these asparagus in at the bottom here. We are gonna cook them for roughly 15 to 20 minutes. They take a little bit longer than the fish, which we're gonna cook for 15 minutes. So I'm about to put the fish in. So I'm just putting the asparagus in so it's out of the way and gets a little extra time. And then I'll check it with the fork and poke it and make sure the fork can go through. And that's how I'll know when it's done. Here we have cod. Nice white fish. Ooh. This is about 9 ounces. Okay, so we're gonna eat this in 2 meals. I don't need to weigh this because I'm just looking at the thickness and cutting it evenly. If you want to be super strict, you could, but I know, the eyeball of it here. You can get this pre-packaged, or you can go to the fish market in whatever supermarket you're in. But the cool thing about this and the salmon is both of them you can just grab and go pretty much, because they're already pre-packaged. They're common fish, super easy. So they might come in a plastic bag like this, and you can just grab it and go. Some very basic, kind of a small amount of this garlic powder on the cod there. But like I was saying before, you could add things like, this is a roasted garlic herb. There's a garlic salt, whatever kind of spices or seasonings that you like, you can add, because cod is definitely bland. It's kind of a strange texture, but that's why we're pairing it with sweet potato, because the two of them together kind of make up for each other, and then the vegetables add a nice variety. Cod, I'm tucking in with the foil. I'm gonna leave a little opening at the top. This just keeps the moisture in, lets it cook nicely, and that's it. We are gonna bake this for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. We're ready to rock. We have 15 minutes to get everything else done. So I'm spraying the pan right now with Pam. You could also use coconut oil. Now this has the skin on it still. If you remember, ask them to take the skin off for measuring purposes, or if you don't like the texture of the skin. But the skin does have weight to it, so if you're looking to measure out the meals, you'll have to take that into account. If you buy it pre-packaged, it will have the skin on it. They don't take the skin off in the pre-packaged one. So likely you'll get a piece that looks like this. You have two options. You can either cut or try to take off the skin with a scissor now before you cook it, or you can just cook it with the skin on and then take it off after you cook it. It comes off very easily after it's cooked, and when you pan fry it, you want to start by frying it on the skin side. This is 12 ounces. We'll do 4 3-ounce pieces. I just started the flame on the stove top. You may have an electric stove top. Everybody's oven and stove top might be different, but well, hopefully your oven gets to 400 and you know that. But at least the stove top is going to be medium to high heat. So mine goes by numbers, kind of maxes out at like 10-ish, and then it just says high. So I'm around a 6 to 7 right now. You just want to let the pan get to a steady temperature before you throw the fish on. It just kind of makes sense. You don't want it to be getting hotter as the fish is on there and cooking, so it's a nice even cook, just like in a kiddie pool. You want the green beans in a kiddie pool of water. That's my scientific measurement on that. The fork is your tester, so you gotta think about it like as if you were eating it. Would you want to have to jab it and to eat it? Not really. You also don't want it mushy, so it's a nice kind of tendery feel where you feel the tension of it going in, but it's nice and easy. It slides through. Just think of it how you would want to eat it. Feel the entry point, but then it just slides in nicely, not too mushy. My Aunt Mary Beth showed me this trick. Two things. One, we're going to wrap the potato in paper towel. It helps keep its moisture because we are going to put it in the microwave. Now you might not know this, but most microwaves have, I didn't know this, a potato setting. So I weighed this potato. This potato is 8 ounces, and it goes through 16 ounces, 24-ounce potato, 8-ounce potato. That's what we want. Look, if your potato isn't 8 ounces, you just kind of have to do the math. So if it's a 4-ounce potato, then you put it in for half the time, whatever it says. Hit the potato button, hit start. It says 5 minutes. Now we'll still have to check the potato, we'll still have to poke it, but we'll go from there. So now you know roughly 5 minutes for an 8-ounce potato. Look at that. There's a pre-workout snack, some grapes and a little pre-workout shake. The microwave just went off. Don't call a hot potato for nothing. The tester. Ooh! You gotta love it when it's right first try. If this was a little firm or wasn't going through all the way, you gotta chuck it back in for like another minute or so and then test it again. But it's very nice. Last thing we have is the rice. This is frozen rice. You can get a variation of this at like Trader Joe's. I think I got this from a farm, but this is the one I use. You don't have to use this rice. You can use any rice, but today, since we're kind of making this all in one shot, nice and quick, I'm using a rice that I'm gonna microwave. You don't have to microwave. You can use white or brown rice. It's really a preference. I like brown rice, and this is nice and easy. So it's gonna be 3.5 minutes, just in the bag, boom, in the microwave, out, and done. So while this is all cooling, I'm gonna throw this in. Liquid aminos to season. Now this is kind of a replacement for the pink Himalayan sea salt. It has a very slight flavor, but it mostly just gives it kind of like a salty taste. So I like the way it spreads on everything, and it's also good because the seasonings like the lemon pepper and things like that stick to the fish more, because this is like that liquid, so it kind of catches it and holds the seasonings on a little better. So this, I think almost all these I got at Trader Joe's, but you can get these pretty much at any market. It's just kind of two or three cranks on each little thing, depending on how much you want it seasoned. And you probably want, or some people wonder, like, this is just a seasoning. If you look at the nutrition label on this, there's a whole lot of nothing going on, but it helps the taste a lot, especially with something plain like cod. Easy cook time, pretty easy prep time. You'll get better as you go along. You'll learn, you'll learn the stuff. And I hope that you enjoy the sweet potato cod, aka the swat, and the salmon and rice, aka the rice fin.
Cooper!
Till next time. Peace and freedom.